Well, hello everyone and happy Friday. This is an e-learning day. So I've got an activity for everyone who has access to TinkerCAD. So today your job in TinkerCAD is going to be to make a snowflake. Now we know that every snowflake is different. No two snowflake are alike. And your job is going to be to make a snowflake. And who knows, maybe I'll print it. I've got translucent now, so you can see through it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen. Let me get to where I need to be. There we go. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to go over some tricks that you can use to make a really cool snowflake. Do you have to use them? No, but again, you might want to. So here's my work plane. So the first thing I think of when I think of a snowflake is I think that it's symmetrical. So it's got designs in it, but it's pretty much the same thing, top, bottom, right, left. So it's very symmetrical. So I'm going to drag out a box and I'm going to take this box and I'm going to make it really small. I'm going to make it about 3. And then I'm going to make it long. I'll make it 80. Does it matter? No. So I've got this box. Now, this box, if I want to, I can color it white. It's the start of my snowflake. So I've taken a box and I've squished it 3 by 80 by 20. So now what I'm going to have to do is I have to come up with some kind of a thing that I can repeat, that I can have as a design. So what I've done is I've taken this roof. Now you could take a roof, you could take a wedge, you could take anything. I chose this one to start. And remember, the arrows here help us rotate it. So I'm going to rotate this 90 degrees. There it is. So now it's pointing up. And I'm going to raise it up so that it's on the top of the work plane. So it says 0. Now, this is where it gets tricky. I have 2 choices. Choice number 1, I could drag another roof out. Choice number 2, I could drag another shape out. It doesn't matter. I could drag a circle or something like that, or a cylinder. Or I could, if I wanted to use the roof again, I can click on the roof and then go up to where it says duplicate and click. And when I duplicate it, what's going to happen is I'm going to get a second one that I can pull out. Now I'm going to go back to make sure it's exactly where it was. And I'm going, because I want it to be even, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the arrows on my keyboard and I'm going to move this like that. And then I'm going to make it a hole. And once I've made it a hole, I'm going to group it and let's see what happens. So now I have a V. Not bad, could be better. So with my V, I can take my V and I can move it over here. And now I've got part of my snowflake. I've got the start of my snowflake. But if I select both of these and I choose the Align tool, I can click this and make sure that this part is right in the middle. I could even click it again and make sure that it's in the middle. Now, if I wanted to, I could put another one on. I could go ahead and use the arrow key and move it back a little bit more. And then I could do it again. And what's the cool thing about duplicate is when you duplicate something and then move it, and then you hit duplicate again, it will not only duplicate the object, but it will also duplicate what you did to it. So here is mine. I'm going to go ahead and group them. And there I have the part of my start of my snowflake. All right. But my snowflake needs to have a bunch of sides, doesn't it? So what I'm going to do is, you don't have to do this. You can do it a different way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this, and then I'm going to come over And this is this thing that says mirror. And I'm going to click on it, and I want it to be on the other side. So now my snowflake, the start of my snowflake, it's starting to look a lot more snowflakey. And I'm going to group it again. So if I click off, that's what I've got. Could be worse, not bad. So now snowflakes usually are round. So I'm going to use my duplicate button again. And this time I'm going to come down to this arrow and I'm going to move it. Remember, if you keep the arrow in the middle, it moves in big blocks, right? So I'm going to move it just one click. And now I'm going to go ahead and hit duplicate again, and 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 duplicate again. And now I have a snowflake. Now, if I group it, it's going to be even better. So let me group it and let's see what happens. Abracadabra, alakazam. Well, there it is. And I've made a snowflake. Now that's my snowflake. I'd like to see your snowflake. If you want to, one of the things that I did was I duplicated this and then I shrunk it down. So I held down the shift key. I shrunk it down. I came over here. I made it back to being about 20. And I raised it up about 10 since it's 20. And then I used that align tool again. So I went ahead and I chose both of these. And then I chose the align tool and I said, I want them to be right together. And look what I get. I get a different snowflake. It's even cooler. Now, what's even more awesome is if I were to take this one and turn it into a hole and then group it. Let's see what happens. So now I have a snowflake inside of a snowflake. Could I do that again? Yes. Could I do that again? Yes. Could I do that again? Yes. Could I do that again and again and again? Yes. I could get really, really small because all this uses, the only what a CAD system uses is math. So all you're doing is saying, so I can zoom in as close as I want to and make something really teeny tiny. Now, can I print it? Probably not. But here's that. Now, it's a little thick. So I'm going to click on it and I'm going to bring it down to, whoa, I don't want to do that. I'm going to undo. I'm going to make it 3. So now the sticks are 3 and the height is 3. And I may want to clear that out. I don't know. I may want to put something else in there. But there I have my snowflake. Oh, I know what I could do. Maybe I should. So, but that is your job today. I want you to make an awesome snowflake. Do you have to use the same shapes I did? Nope. Is it going to help if you copy and duplicate and do that? Yes, it is going to help. It's going to make it a lot more the way a snowflake is. So I'm going to, I'm right now ungrouping this one just for a second because I want to do one other thing. And I'm going to do this. Oh, that's not going to help. I'm going to have to do this. There. It's about 11. Now I'm going to go ahead and group it again. I moved it a little bit. So now it's got a different pattern on the inside. And I was just thinking that might be cool. So there is my snowflake. I look forward to seeing yours. Remember, if you're logged into TinkerCAD and you're logged into your class, I can see what you make. So I'm going to look forward to seeing all of your snowflakes, and I will probably print a few and maybe even all of them. Who knows? I'm going to print some and we'll hang them out in, well, we'll hang them on my window in the R&D lab. And you can see if yours made the cut. And if it did, guess what? When we're done, you get it to take home. So that's today's lesson. Go ahead and have some fun and make a snowflake. I look forward to seeing what you're going to make. If you need me, I will be around for office hours, which will be the normal time that you would normally come into class. So if you have any questions or you want to show me something, you can do that. All right. So everybody, goodbye. Have a wonderful, wonderful winter break. And I look forward to seeing you in January. Bye-bye.